My name's Nick Rynne, joined by Ryan Daniels and Xavier Ellis. How are we, gentlemen?
We are back.
We're back.
There was some significant doubt.
It still is.
Still a bit of doubt lingering, but
But a bit of doubt. There's more doubt than there's ever been in our life. I've had less doubt over anything I've ever done in my life.
I can't believe we're here. I actually cannot believe
We made it to
we're
the
here.
start line. This one is for the people.
This is a people's pod today. It's a people's pod.
We felt the weight of expectation and anticipation, and we had to do one for the people.
Well, there's been a lot of feedback from the punters. They want this. They need this. There's only 4 days till the season starts. We cannot wait any longer. Clearly, there's been a delay with the season. We can't say much about that, but all you need to know is we think we're going to be here.
We
next
think we're
week,
gonna continue
and we'll
next
see
week.
how we go.
Do you think? Put a percentage on it.
Over under?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'd say yes.
Do you know how much?
It'll be right. We'll
Yeah.
sort it out.
Do you know how much I've been craving over and unders lately? There's a group on social media who play overs and unders in everything.
Right.
So they'll be at the pub and they'll open a packet of chips and go over and under 23 chips.
Really?
Oh,
And they
that's good.
sit around and play overs and unders on chips. How many over and under? How many how many people will walk in the next group six? Like they over and under everything.
I like
right.
that.
Anyway, it's addictive. Well, I suppose it's gambling. It is addictive.
It is.
isn't
It is very much that. It is
Yeah,
very much
responsibly.
that. Look, I don't want to give too much away, but yes, there's a chance we might not be here next week. There's also a chance.
It's a small chance.
There's also a chance we might be here more often. So all things are on the table. I'm just going to leave it at that.
There's a chance today I'll just go absolutely rogue and not welcome back in the building. But anyway,
So it's been a big summer.
has been a big summer.
So let's have a look here.
You've been overworked, I've noticed.
Yeah.
What?
I have not seen a story come from your Twitter.
I have been flat out.
I actually had to check you hadn't deactivated it.
I'm very busy today.
Well, you're currently arguing with Kane Corns.
No, I'm not arguing with Kane.
Well, you are. You're being a smart ass.
No, I'm not. No, I wasn't being a smart ass.
He was being a smart ass and you were being a smart ass.
Kane was
Yeah.
being a smart ass, so I just returned serve. Kane likes that. Do you know, he said this theory about Ross
Kane
Lyon.
likes that.
No, he does. Ross Lyon press conferences. You used to go to them as
You
well.
want to get, he would like the back and forth
He
a bit.
wanted the stoush, right? So you'd go in there and you'd ask him a question and he'd throw one back at you. Well, what do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd kind of make it your problem.
I
And
used to love the-
And then if he gave one back, he got
He'd
into
go
it
again.
and he was happy and he was
Right.
jovial. So I reckon that's what Kane wants, right?
Geez, there'll be long press
wants
conferences
to
at St
back.
Kilda at the moment.
He wants a fight. Oh, we'll get to St Kilda.
How many people are going to St Kilda press conferences?
Yeah. No, Kane and I are good. We're good.
Have you ever met Kane?
Yeah.
I know he's saying
Bunch of
you're
times.
good.
I saw him last week.
Yeah, but did you acknowledge each other? Or was it a Luke Darcy, Kane Corns? Remember when Darcy said that?
It was very busy. There was a lot of people at
Yeah,
this.
well,
was
there
a
you go. You're already
7
finding
broadcast
excuses.
launch.
You didn't
So
speak
where
to
were
him.
you?
No, I just in Melbourne.
Didn't you go over for the broadcast?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of photos come out. I haven't quite
Are you
spotted
not
you
in?
yet.
It was
Are you not in the photos?
No, I went over for WA specific photos.
Had to go to Melbourne
Why
for
would
the
you do
WA
that?
photos.
I don't know. Ask the boss. He made me go.
Jeez, they flew
We've
out
got
last week.
we've got
actually.
something very, very exciting.
It's
coming.
that is. I'm
WA.
looking forward to this.
I can't say much
can't
yet.
say nothing?
Next week I'll say everything. There's a lot to reveal next week. But
There's been a lot of moving pieces.
You've been very busy.
I've been busy.
Well,
Yes,
for starters-
family, friends, fun.
For starters, can we acknowledge that this is WA's best footy show,
Yes.
according to the
Oh,
any
WA
media?
Football Media
Oh, I
Guild
forgot to bring the
Awards.
thing in.
This is the first time we've spoken since then.
Yes, and what's
as
that?
a team.
That's inclusive of radio, podcasting, TV,
TV,
Yeah,
podcast,
all of it.
whatever. One of the great upsets. Did not
Yeah.
see that coming.
No.
I thought you because you were like, you were very adamant that I had to be there.
I was just
thought
trying to
you
get
knew.
numbers up.
Yeah,
I'm
I
on the
think you were-
committee.
yeah.
So I was just trying to get the numbers up. I knew nothing.
Okay.
I would suggest this is purely based on Josh's editing skills. Because he has
So,
put together a
the
5-minute
reel.
sizzle reel that somehow got us an award. With all the
Amazing.
bullshit, all the shit that we talk on this thing.
Yeah.
And somehow this is the best footy show in Perth.
I would say, and there's zero doubt we'll go back to back, of course we will.
Zero.
But hey, you need to be on the committee, which you are. It just needs to give me a heads up if we're going to win an award. So I don't roll in with 23 beers under the belt.
And I made you do it.
And then you go, off you go. Go on, you
made
speak. I was like, oh.
So you have been busy. And it's my
good to
job.
be busy, though.
It's my job to hold you to account.
That's fine.
And I've got a couple of things I need to bring up. There's a big one that I'll save till last. But firstly,
Yeah.
Instagram, I've noticed you're building back up again because you went quiet for a little while.
Yes, I don't really use
No,
Instagram.
you oversaturated the market. And
It's just a lot of re.
Yeah, I just
sharing
reshare
of
stuff.
sports
yeah,
nuts.
but the
No, more
influencing,
family stuff
you were
now.
drifting
Yeah.
into the influencer space and then you probably oversaturated for a little bit there and your influence deteriorated.
Okay.
So you pulled back, and I've noticed you've just started nudging up again.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about shucks and nibs?
Shucks and nibs.
Oysters went down, an absolute treat tonight at Subi. Tags in Shucks and Nibs. Shot of you having a little oyster with the guy I'm assuming is from Shucks and Nibs.
As I always say, Nick, I'm a very, very happy person to promote small businesses in Perth. And on that occasion, this, what was it called again?
Shucks and Nibs.
We're shucking oysters at the Subi.
Sure
and nothing to it other than me putting forward an account where, like, for a wedding or something, like we had an oyster shucker at our wedding, or a party, or a 40th, or whatever you want. Fantastic for the environment, for the feel of the occasion, and I just promoted him as a free of charge.
Can I ask? Did you pay?
Yes.
For your oysters?
Yes,
Full price.
$5 an oyster.
You paid full price
correct.
for Shucks and Nibs
Is that
oysters.
full whack?
All right.
Correct. Hey,
Is that full whack?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Well,
So
this one.
tick that off.
This one's a little more suspect. Lily Valley Pork.
Lindley Valley Pork.
Now, hold on. Let's first listen to this.
All right, summer barbecue, Lindley Valley Pork. We absolutely love it. You find it everywhere. Local IGAs, Farmer Jack's, Selected Coles, etc. Let's just have a little sneak peek. Those ribs are just about ready. Steaks are on. Life is going to be good. Life's away, kids away. Lindley Valley and I will play. Bang.
Is this on the grid or just a story?
Wow.
What was the rate?
That's a story.
That is
Just a
disgrace.
story.
That is, you cannot deny that one.
No, that was done by the wonderful people at Southern Cross Life Stereo and Triple M, and they're advertising with Triple M. And as a part of that deal,
Get a bit on the side.
I was asked to maybe promote it on my own personal social.
For that 20-second clip, how much money? 2,000. More.
No, I don't know.
When he smiles like that, it's
Yeah.
more. You got $3,000 for cooking a couple of ribs.
I can't remember, mate. It's time's passing.
You are a disgrace.
but
That
that was work. That was like a Triple M work agreement.
that you got paid for on the side. So you didn't.
No, but that came through my
No,
salary,
just
like through my wage at
yeah,
work.
okay. What about this one?
But yes.
This one's really confusing.
Shit.
On a Valentine's giveaway, you have reposted Joe Cairns Creative Valentine's giveaway. What's going on here? Is
I
this
think it was
just-
just a last minute.
No,
Forgot to
so
organise
this here
anything.
again, another small business. I got a message from a guy who is really good friends with Selby and Breno Pisser.
Sure.
And he was like, "Oh, my fiance is doing this search. Could you please give it a little nudge along for us?" So of course I did it.
Did you get anything for it?
Absolutely not. I love doing this because it makes me feel better about myself.
You should feel
and
disgusting.
it makes you feel shit
you
because
should-
you realise that you're a money hog.
Okay, you should feel disgusting about the Lily Valley.
No
Pork.
wonder we can't get paid here. You're trying to take it all.
Now, my last one that I need to bring up, and this is a bit gross. Last night he texted us and says, hey guys, is there an electric charging dock
Oh, yeah.
out the front?
Evan West.
Do you know this guy is getting a Tesla?
Yeah, I have heard.
He's getting a Tesla. Elon has
Correct.
targeted you as an Australian
and a MAGA
influencer.
hat.
What is happening?
So what I like to say when I sit here staring at you is you're part of the problem and I want to be part of the solution. Is what I would say.
You disgust me.
So I am getting a Tesla. Not by first choice, I'll be honest about that.
Oh.
I wanted the Kia. The new electric Kia.
Oh, yeah.
They're nice, but they were unavailable for X amount of weeks. So,
So you're actually paying for this car?
well, the
Rebate.
Wait.
my rate,
Wait.
my rate,
Yeah, the old lease rebate.
right, my range forward agreement had come to an end after 5 years.
Oh.
So I'm returning the Ute.
Okay.
What
What happened there?
Well, the principal dealer left 2 years ago.
Right.
So they've
They
been
just
good to
realised
me.
they were getting
Yeah.
one post every 6 months.
No, they got a lot of love on radio, but no, they were always good to me, so that's perfectly fine. But
You had a good run.
yeah, fantastic.
Very good run.
And then I just ran out of time to try and organise something else. Funnily enough, actually, this does suck. I agreed via M's work to get the electric vehicle. There's a lot of rebates and shit on it now and whatnot. And the day I signed it, 2 hours later, someone gave me a free ute.
So now what are you doing?
I said no to the car.
Who's the ute from?
No, I can't. What did I want to say?
Oh.
Yeah, who's the ute? I'm in the
Yeah.
market.
Well, obviously ended it already.
But anyway, so that was quite depressing. Well, in fairness, I needed the car because I do school pickups and stuff. And I emailed them on a Monday, and then on the Friday, I was like, well, I haven't heard back. I'll just sign.
Get the Tesla.
I'll just do the Tesla thing.
Yeah.
And the Teslas are more available than the Kias because Elon's sort of behaviour at the moment. So
It's quite easy to get a Tesla.
So that's how that came about. But no, again, so it's full freight on a car-ish. Lindley Valley through work.
Yeah, okay.
Hang on, Lindley Valley through work.
Come on.
Valentine's Day helping out a friend, and the
Shocker.
Oysters also just promoting a small business I thought was a fantastic idea.
Just know
Gee,
that-
I feel good about myself.
Just know that I'm watching, okay? Because the Lily Valley thing.
The eyes are on.
That was alarming.
Mate, they're unbelievable. I love them dearly, and if they want to keep promoting via work, I'm more than happy to keep doing a couple of videos here and there.
Nick,
Bring
you're
the
out of
pork
here.
in.
What's happened? You have been fired. What happened?
You did get much.
You don't work here anymore.
No, yeah, I no longer work full time for Seven West, but I do a few things with them
Right,
still.
so it wasn't
which is
like
good.
a drug test thing.
Wasn't a drug testing that kicked me out of the building. No,
But
nothing of the
that
sort.
doesn't mean anything, though. How many positive drug tests are in the AFL every year?
That's true. He's
no,
on
no,
a
so I've
second strike.
Yeah.
I've just swapped over to joined a little agency called Playbook X. We do sort of sports partnerships
All
and
right, this
content,
is
etc.
not a chance to get a plug in.
Yeah, no,
Well, there is plugs. I'm plugging now.
So I went to my local cafe the other day, and I like going there because no one's typically there. I know I can just sit there.
You don't get bothered by being a famous person.
just no,
is what
just
you're
sit.
saying.
No. Like,
You don't get hassled
It's
by
far.
the-
It's
Friends
not
of
the
people.
it's not the close one to school. It's a couple back.
Right.
You know, it's
It's your
usually
space.
Yeah, and I thoroughly enjoy it. I can order on my phone and just swoop past,
Pick it up. See you later.
Old Nick, old Stonerhead, comes wandering around the corner. He's sitting there with a bloke who looks exactly like Nick too, like same
Had
sort
a
of
lot more hair.
partaking in the exact same activities. I would have thought.
Right.
Oh, I'm like, I said, what are you doing? Nick goes, just catching up with a couple of young blokes here, and we're doing a bit of media stuff here. I was like, mate, get the away from my cafe. I don't care what you're doing.
Just don't do it here.
Don't do it here.
Just don't do
Away.
it here.
Away.
Looking for the munchies, probably.
I've had that many coffees with people. There's this sort of building up things. I have to switch to I have to do a bit of your action.
Go to the tea.
After a certain point, I'm like, I can't do it anymore. It's
better for
I'm
you.
twitching. That's no.
I think it's time to get in.
Let's do it.
So what are we doing today?
We're over unders.
So-
Okay, so this is a tradition. If you're a new listener, you've probably stopped listening by now because of the stupidity.
Yeah.
But every year, 4 days before the season starts, we hit the over unders.
That should be the first thing on the show notes, right? If you're new, start at
Yeah. Just
4 minutes,
skip
38.
forward to this
Or
point right now.
if you just like a bit of nonsense, buckle
keep
in.
going.
Start early. So we get the over under from the betting websites.
Yes, we just compile the websites.
Yes, we compile. We get the usual one.
Tap Touch.
Tap Touch are fantastic. They're a great place to go if you want to do this sort of thing. And they give you a number, how many wins they're going to have
Yeah.
for the season. We go over, we go under. We get 3 locks each.
Which is a double point at the end of the year when we
Correct.
add up.
And
So one's worth 1 point. Obviously, the lock's worth the 2 points.
correct. So you get the double points for your locks. You only get 3 of them each. You can use them at any point throughout the
Correct.
system.
And I do before we start. So typically, I'll say the club, I'll say the line, and I'll give you what they did last year.
Sure.
So, but someone's done us up a beautiful little spreadsheet to keep track of these notes, so we don't have to go back through it and listen in 6 months' time. Dono and Chappers, appreciate the spreadsheet, boys. I won't read the email out, but you can see the top of the scoreboard that's got the sponsors. We've got SodaStream.
Of course.
yeah,
I've
yeah,
noticed
no.
you've got that back in again.
SodaStream's made it.
Funny that.
Trent World,
Tent World,
sorry.
Oh,
Trent World.
because he's
Because
in
of
the
all,
tent.
all the tents that you're in.
Tent World, the camping experts. That's for you, Rhino. And Kane was right about his tweet and the 3 things that you do stick out with. Hardball gets, of course, our own little heads. The single fin falls in there. One
That's
thing I
it.
have cut back on since New
Yes.
Year's is
Well,
single
yeah,
fins.
Monday to
Back on
Friday,
the
you're
drinks.
out.
Well, no.
Okay, well,
Lost a lot of weight out, man.
Monday to Thursday.
Oh, yeah, with the footy weekend.
For footy games, if I feel like cracking one. And proviso, if I've got a work do on, it's no old bar.
Feels like there's a lot of.
No.
That's a lot of riders.
And then, of course, Potato Head over in Bali where you shit yourself. So,
That's not where I did not happen. I did not shit myself.
unfortunately for you, that's a story I made up
believe it.
and told it out on air.
Gained way too much traction.
Yes, I
Yeah.
probably
Gained
shouldn't-
way too much
upon
traction.
reflection, probably shouldn't have
Okay,
told
so
that
you're
story on air.
going to track these.
Yeah, I'm going to write them down. So
You're
thank
gonna
you
track them?
very, very much
got a lot
again, Dono and Chappers.
Okay. Now, I should give you some context too. Remember last year I used my system of predicting every game.
yeah.
I've
And
done it
did not
again.
work.
Now, look,
you?
it didn't have great success last year, but I've...
Got 3 different highlighter colours on your notes.
Yeah, I've tweaked the algorithm a little bit.
Okay.
I've tweaked it.
So
So,
I didn't waste time doing that and won by a mile.
yeah, that's true. I think I've got it this year. I think I'm bang on this year.
All right, let's get started. So we're going to throw it around really quickly. Adelaide Football Club, their line is 11.5 wins. Last season, they won 8 games. I'll go to you first, Ryan Daniels.
Yes, and I'll do this for every team. The ins, Isaac Cumming, James Peatling, Alex Neil-Bullen, probably Sid Draper, a high draft pick, looks like a really good kid. And on the way out, the biggest name going out was Rory Sloane in retirement. So Rory Laird's going to go to halfback. The Thriller's got his stocks building.
Yep.
I don't care. I'm still taking the under.
Under for Rhino.
I've got him at exactly 11 wins, so it's a very slight under. But if you look at the top end, it's very hard to see how Adelaide squeeze into that. So they're just still in the middle.
Correct. They're in the muck along with Essendon.
Yeah, but 12 keeps them out. They're still in the middle, but just not in the 8, right?
Well, I think
they're
12
the
last
middle.
year. 12 didn't make the 8 last year.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's lower middle.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get straight into it. I'm going to go overs. Of
course you
lock it in.
Overs and lock. Yeah.
It's a lock.
What?
He is,
Mate, you've got to work on the edges here to get
he's
advantage.
obsessed by Adelaide. He still believes
Do we have a little
Adelaide.
lock sound?
I still
Joshy,
believe.
do we have a lock
Nah,
sound?
that's okay.
Isaac Rankin, fit, in the
Yes.
middle. Sid Draper, fast.
Yeah.
Hold on,
Peatling, another big body.
Zave, how many minutes are we in, Joshy? How many minutes are we in?
This one isn't timed, is it?
1 minute in. Did you have 1 minute before ranking got mentioned? Or?
Yeah, no, that was the overs and
I
unders on
had
that.
45 seconds.
So, Nick, you're overs. You're obsessed
I'm
with
overs and I'm
Adelaide.
locking 'em.
Okay, so
Thriller.
You can't lock that.
he has.
I can lock what I want.
But he locks them every year. So I'm going to go.
I think I didn't last year. Didn't I? Oh, no, I think I went overs.
Yeah, you
last
did
year.
overs. and
What are
locks.
you doing?
I'm going unders and I'm locking unders in.
Oh,
mate, they're not.
Wow.
They're not a 4-game better team than what they served up last year. Please.
They were 8,
They
1 and 14 last year.
I
They've
am
got a
gonna-
midfield now.
I am going to have a nibble on Dawson for the Brownlow, though. I think that he might have the Paddy Cripps effect.
And I
of
hope he's not
having
going to around and go to halfback and stuff.
No. So that's me. I'm under on Adelaide. I just can't see him, and I think Nick's might be still there. It's his second longest serving coach in Adelaide's history.
It's
Is
weird.
he?
Has never won a final. Never played finals.
Is this the first time we've ever had a reverse lock?
Well, Nick doesn't really count though.
Like,
Because
Wait, mate, you wait till the end of the season.
last year's premiers, the Brisbane
new
Lions.
logo.
The Brisbane Lions. Their line is 14.5 wins, and last year, believe it or not, they won 14 games.
And a half. They had a draw.
Oh, so yeah.
Yeah.
But, so they would take the 14. Yes.
And then won the flag, of course.
correct from 5th.
All right. So the algorithm tells me 13 and 10.
Right.
I am fearful of Joe Danaher not
Yeah.
being there.
Okay.
His last 4 years, 58 goals, 61 goals, 39 goals, 46 goals. Last year, they won 2 of the 7 games they played where he kicked a goal or didn't kick a goal. Just 1 goal or 0 goals. I'm concerned that they don't have anyone to fill that hole. I'm nervous.
What about the hipster?
I'm nervous about the hipster.
Morris?
Everyone's like Morris a
they're
little
going
bit.
hard on Morris.
They
this
brought
season,
in
aren't they?
this kid Ty Gallup. They really like.
Yep.
Sam
He's,
Day.
Sam Day is still a person.
Still here.
He's
Still in the league.
physically capable of walking and moving.
I saw Miles Leonard retire from the NBA today. He played for 14 years or
Well,
13
Sam
years or
Day-
something.
Sam
Day's the Myers
That's
Leonard.
them.
Yeah.
They are equal too.
Just big boys. That's the flag for me. Like I still think they play finals, but I'm going to take the under on the 14.5 purely because of Joe Danaher.
Yep. Okay, Nick.
This will be the first time in years, but I'm on the same page as Rhino.
Oh.
Him going the unders, slide unders, premiership hangover,
Okay.
getting a bit slide back, a bit happier. No real key forward to replace Joe Danaher.
Okay.
But they can still win the flag.
Let me tell you a story, young
Oh,
man.
here we go. He's going to flip.
The
What do we
year's
got?
2013. Hawthorn go on and win the flag. Lance Franklin
Oh,
is the
departs club.
superstar of the football club.
Yeah, but they also had
Lance,
Jared Roughhead.
shh. Lance Franklin leaves. Everyone thought Hawthorn were done. They went on and won another flag. And then another flag without Lance Franklin. Brisbane are going overs, and I have zero doubt about it.
Wow.
Bang.
Are you locking this?
Nah.
So can I ask you who is the Jared Roughhead on this list?
The hipster. No, they've still got Charlie Cameron and a few other bits and pieces.
Charlie-
there.
Kai Loman's looking like he's very nice pre-season.
Here's one. Who would you rather, Loman or Bailey? In all seriousness,
Zach Bailey.
Zach Bailey. Has Zach Bailey launched as much as we thought 2 years ago?
plateaued.
Bailey's what he is, but I
Yeah.
love Lyman.
I reckon if it was schoolyard, you're almost picking Loman
They're
first.
going to need a really big
On
Charlie
form
Cameron
right
season.
now, you are.
Yeah,
So
all
I
right.
can't believe you went over.
Yeah, overs. Mate, did you enjoy the story?
Yeah, I did a little bit.
All right, Carlton Football Club, their line is 13.5 wins. They won 13 games last season. Carlton, will they go over 13.5?
I'm not going first this time because if I keep going first,
Yeah.
it's unfair.
Okay,
This is
right.
not going to
Rinny,
shock you, but I'm going unders, and I'm going to lock this one too.
You hate
Unders
Carlton.
lock.
I can't see anything that's made they've got so many injuries going into the season. There's nothing there. The one that I wanted to see that Jagger Smith in the midfield. He's not going to be there
Yeah.
anymore. They
That
haven't.
sucks so much.
I don't think they've got any better.
You say you're locking it?
Yeah, I'm locking it.
locking unders.
Why
I
not?
love where Nick's at.
Yeah.
He's just.
Do we need to remind him he's only got
I've got one more. I've got another one. I've got it written
You
down.
are so loose. I cannot. So the injuries at the start of the season is
hasn't kicked his drug habit over the offseason.
No, clearly not.
Yeah.
Well, just the injuries. They
No,
they
okay.
haven't got any better.
No, I reckon he's talking sense. What do you go?
All right, no, you go.
I'll
first.
go.
You go.
I'm going unders as well, Nick. I'm with you.
Really?
Sam Walsh, Newman, Charlie Cameron, Turno.
They got rid of Kennedy. and
Smith, I was so high on. I know for a fact I think Carlton couldn't fathom that he was still on the table and
At
the
3.
things he was going to do this season in terms of Sam Walsh capacity and running ability and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Really, really upsetting that he's not going to play. But I've gone unders. I just can't see it.
Wow.
I think that the way the Brownlow ended last year also suggests that
No one else there.
You can't have 50 Brownlow votes. It's not a deep midfield if that's happening.
Okay,
and he's taking Sam Walsh out.
All right. So here's why I like Carlton a little bit more than you two do. I like that it seems like they're slowly transitioning that list. So last year, Jack Carroll's and Dave Cunningham's and Matt Kennedy and Caleb Marchbank and Matt Owies and Jack Martin.
Just Kennedy was stiff to get the arse though. They said
Yeah, I
he
thought
played
he was
24
very
games.
stiff. Yeah, I do
They
like
rip him off that last. They pulled him away from the birth of his child and then subbed him
just
out.
subbed him
didn't
up
they?
5 minutes in.
Now, I like Lockie Cowan. I like the Hollands boys, particularly. I like Ollie Motlop. I think he's going to have a really good season. And Tom
needs to have a good season.
He will. And Tom De Koning is
It's
about
like
to
his third
explode.
year, isn't it?
So I like them for the over. And the algorithm spat out a 17-win season. Now, as I said, the algorithm
All right.
not
Zuckerberg.
always right. So I'm not locking it. But I do like the over. I think
Well, you don't believe in the algorithm if you're not locking it then.
I'm locking. No, I'm not locking.
Yeah, that's you don't believe it. There's a 3-win margin on it, and you're still not locking.
Because what I learnt about the algorithm is
It's wrong.
that it's often extreme in
Right.
one end. And
Okay.
You've got to tailor your expectation.
Okay, Collingwood Football Club, 13.5 wins. They won 12 games last season. Let's go to you, Nick Rynne. 13.5 Collingwood.
If they can stay relatively injury free, they're over. I'll go over
Nick's
because they've got nothing in the next level below. But their best is still very good, and they brought in extra good people at the top. But they're all very mature. Yeah.
So you're taking the over.
I'm taking the over.
Slide over.
I'm overs as well on Collingwood. I think they're going to have a really, really strong season. So much so, I think I'm going to lock them away. Actually.
Really? Lock it
I'm
over?
going to lock them away.
You're locking the over.
Collingwood. Yeah, I
I was
am.
thinking of this the other day.
I
Why did St Kilda get rid of Tim Membry? Why is he at Collingwood? They delisted him, didn't they?
That was a strange one. I quite like it.
Well, to be honest with you, I just feel as though we had a couple of big games. He has a couple of quiet ones last year.
He kicked the second most goals.
I think we're going to believe in Dan Houston.
Yep.
Off half back. I think that solves. Dacos is ripping around there as well.
Yeah.
They got some burst off that half back.
I like Perryman.
They got Perryman's
Perryman,
in and amongst it. You'd want to like him at $900 to $1
You'd
million.
want to really like him.
But also he is a contributor. He's going to help Dacos and those guys. I just see it, and I think Bobby Hill's going to have a big year. I know
he
Bobby
looks
Hill's
like
had
it.
big games. I think he's going to have a big
He
year.
looked good in that All-Stars game.
Yeah.
Okay,
Australian, Bobby Hill.
so you're taking the over and you're locking it?
Yes,
And
lock
you're
him.
doing the over. Okay, so do you know they have the oldest list in the comp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
This is
older
what I say.
by a lot.
There's nothing
So
underneath there.
Their average is 102 games. That's 17 games higher than the next
So you're telling
most.
me they've got good experience.
Well, I mean, it's skewed a bit because of Pendles and side bottom.
Yeah.
Like these two are like, a geriatric in football world. The algorithm spat out a slide under, but I'm actually going to ignore it and take the slide over. I do feel
So
like
do we reckon we just give the ask to the algorithm?
Is he a
You
moving
haven't
guy?
backed- you
it's a
haven't backed
guide.
one-
It's a guide.
You haven't backed one in
That's
yet.
a guide. What it will do.
The algorithm said over, so
meant
no
to
unders. The
inform your
algorithm said it's going to be
decision-making.
7.5
the
wins. I'm not going to
algorithm
lock
is
it.
just an extra guide. Okay, doesn't mean it's not gospel.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just meant to inform decision
gospel.
making. This
So,
is all data.
How much do we love Nick Dacos too, by the way?
we love
Oh,
him a lot.
mate.
If he doesn't
Wasn't
win-
he meant to have his foot problems and everything? And then he just ripped it.
I can't see how he doesn't win the Brownlow.
Goodness me.
No,
Essendon,
Paddy Cripps gets 900 votes.
yes, of course. Essendon, 10.5 is
Cannot
the
wait.
line.
Oh,
Here we
wow.
go.
Essendon have shown a bit over pre-season. 10.5 is the line. They won 11 last year.
Yeah, 9 of them in the first 10
Yeah,
weeks or
yeah.
whatever it was.
And none of them at home in the last 10.
Okay, I'll go first.
You go first 'cause you hate them.
No, I don't hate them. I'm an encourager of Essendon.
What was our Essendon's mate's name? He used to abuse you all the time.
Kev.
Oh, Kev.
Kev.
Kev, I always did it for Kev
Yeah.
because I'm just about, I want the Kevs of the world to
Yes.
have fun following their football team.
Yeah.
Someone has to hold Essendon to account with their performances. Now, they've added Kako, who we like,
Oh, geez, he
Kick
looked
goals,
nice,
yeah.
didn't
and
he?
kick goals.
Well,
Pissed
there's a
off
blo-
Sam Draper.
There's a bloke on Twitter who is, I thought it was his dad.
Kako.
I was like, oh, come on, Dad, get off Twitter. Like, he's pumping up his son and whatnot.
Yeah.
Is it his dad?
No, it's not his dad. But everyone's writing comments like, oh, what a moment seeing his son in his colours and all this sort of stuff. Yeah.
So Dyson Heppel gone, Nick Hine gone, Jake Kelly, Jake Stringer, Sam Wiedemann. The dream is over.
Yes.
Sam
Didn't
Wiedemann not
happen.
there anymore.
Fourth youngest list in the AFL, which surprised me. I have them as way under. Like, I'm not locking it. It was close, but the algorithm spat out a 6-win season. Now, I think it's going to be more than that. I think it's probably closer to 9, but I have them as an under, and I didn't even have to hesitate.
Unders. What do they do with
Unders.
Hobbs and Sardis?
The whole
Sardis
thing.
looked good.
What are you banking on with them? Like, what is your other than merit
Yeah.
and maybe a Nick Martin,
Durham.
Durham. Yeah, like then
Caddy.
what? Caddy, I like.
Yeah.
Caddy and Kako is a
Caddy
good
and Kako I
table
like.
set.
So I can see this is the first time in a long time I've liked more than one or even one of the youngsters on Essendon's list.
Yeah, I like it. And I think
I like Zach Reid too.
yes, he can use the ball actually quite nice for a big fella too. I like Essendon. I think they're going in the right direction. I still think they need to pull the hair cutters out again and just still
There's more to
bump
go.
a couple
Yeah.
off.
There's more to go.
But even, what do you do with Draper v. Bryan?
Yeah.
Have we not seen enough of Draper? To then just go, right, Brian, you're playing because they split it last game. I think Draper maybe did more than Brian.
Yeah,
But you
Draper
can't-
had one of
you
those
can't-
games where he buys himself more time.
Yeah.
But if he is going to get out at the end of the year, and if you're not going to play finals or have a crack, you don't want to. You don't want to. You want to sell high. You want to play him.
Yeah,
right?
but you're more worried about playing the bloke who's going to be ruck.
Okay,
Yeah,
so what
that's
are you
it.
doing?
Okay,
He's unders. and
Unders?
I'm
Unders,
I'm
unders.
unders.
Everyone
as well.
unders.
I'm just unders though.
Jeez, we're a
Good
bomb-
luck, Matty Rosa.
Bomber-friendly podcast.
Fremantle Football Club, 13.5 wins is their line. They had only 12 wins last year, so they're going to improve by 2. Let's start with the bloke that walks in with a bloody. That's a, sort of.
What?
You're a bit excited.
The tent.
by it.
The tent is
I'm
erect.
not. No. Can we get this clear? I'm not in the tent
You
at
are,
Fremantle.
mate.
I'm not in any tents.
Name one thing they've done wrong in the past 2 years.
We've done plenty wrong. Didn't make finals last year.
Yeah, that
because
last-
they
last month.
capitulated in that last month.
Yeah, okay.
No, there's plenty.
All
There's
right.
plenty to work.
All
on.
right.
But what I would say is that their over/under started at 12.5, and it got punched up to 13.5.
13.5, yeah.
I was one of
Well,
the
yeah,
early,
off the back of
well,
the-
I was one of the early investors. No, this was about a month ago. It came out
okay.
way too low. So they won 12.5 last year, and when you take into account that last month, which they lost Pierce and Darcy and Tracy,
Yeah.
and they lost, I think 3 of them were really close games, and it was like disaster. They've added in Shea Bolton, who I think is the perfect piece.
That goal he kicked yesterday was the sole reason why they got
Correct.
it.
Yeah.
And the mark he took as well.
Zero Fremantle forwards in that small
Correct.
to medium range can do that.
That's
that
exactly
goal.
what I said
Yeah.
to someone yesterday. That's why, 100% the purpose. I really like Murphy Reid. That kid, everything he touches
He
is
can
clever.
play, yeah.
He's clever. And no one really of significance was lost in terms of key personnel. I have them as over, and I have them as a lock.
Okay.
What a shock.
The algorithm
Here we
punched
go.
out 17 wins.
Tick, tick, tick.
And I think it's probably 16.
Okay.
Add a fourth tick to the list.
The Fremantle Nuffy
I'll
himself.
go overs, just why not?
Overs. I'm overs as well.
Okay, so how am I the only one who's enough?
You locked it.
No, I called him a Nuffy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Nuffy as well.
Right.
Yeah, no, I've gone overs. Quickly, Sean Darcy, what's happening there? Did someone say he's got an infection or something?
He had an infection, had a screw removed because the screw
Yeah, I
got
knew that,
infected.
but not infection post the surgery.
No,
just the one infection.
No, the infection was from the previous surgery.
Yes.
And they had to remove the screw.
So he won't play till round
Probably 4 or 5.
via the VF waffle
Probably have a run. Yeah.
or 2.
I don't know, maybe. Yeah.
What are they going to do in the ruck?
Liam Reedy.
Okay.
Yeah, he got murdered by Max Gawn yesterday, but they won the game.
And he got sort of not murdered in the All-Star game, but they were rucking against a kid that was 18.
Yeah, he's still a developing ruckman. Like,
Okay. All right, let's plough on.
I like Cohen.
Geez, I thought there'd be more pushback on Fremantle. So do you think they can win the premiership?
I've got them top 4.
Yeah, so, okay. Well,
Top
none,
two.
But
so
my
none
point-
of this is ridiculous. then?
No. My point being, though, and I think I was going to write a column on it, is I can't have Fremantle supporters saying, oh, we've got Brayshaw, we've got Sarong, we've got Young. Every team has, like, the top 4. We've got Horn Francis, we've got Rosie, we've got Butters, or we've got Dunkley,
It's the rest
Neil,
of
Ash. It's the rest. It's
Yeah.
player 15 to 22 in those big games.
The
that
two
need,
I
need
wrote
to lift
down-
up a bar.
It's Bolton and it's Tracy.
No, but I think it's more than that.
I think they're
It's a
the
lot more
two.
than-
If Tracy has a
Well,
year
if they have all Australian years, obviously it's
Correct.
helpful. But it's those forwards that play a good game once a month.
And it's the Matt Johnsons of the world.
Those guys
Yeah.
who can't,
come up a level.
they just need to go up 10 to 15%, and I think it's possible. Anyway, so we move on. Let's go to the Giants. This is slightly out of order compared to what I've got. The Giants, 14.5 wins their line. They won 15 last year.
Did they?
15
Yes.
In the
wins.
4, didn't they?
15 wins last year.
I've got some notes here. So in case people have forgotten, which I kind of had,
Yeah.
but this helped. They were up 21 points against Sydney at three-quarter time and lost in that final.
Yes.
that was the qualifying final.
Correct.
Then they played Brisbane. They were
That's
up by
right.
44 points halfway through the third quarter and lost to Brisbane.
I left. I stopped watching the game. I was
Same.
at Em's parents' place, and I sat down with Em's brother for a little bit, and then I got up and left.
Unbelievable.
And then it was just amazing.
Massive
Unbelievable. So they're burning. They're angry. They lost James Peatley, Nick Haynes, Adam Kennedy, Isaac Cumming, Harry Perriman. Depth. They have the 6th youngest list and the 5th
Yeah.
fewest games.
Okay.
That's surprising.
That is surprising. Because you always think of Cornelio Kelly and those sort of
Yeah,
top end
but
guys.
a lot of those guys who I just mentioned had played 100 plus, and they added the big add is Jake Stringer, who's a bit unhealthy right now. So at some point in the season, you think he'll add. I have the algorithm punch them out at 18 wins. I cannot see them. It always goes over.
algorithm,
No. It
This
always.
is why betting agencies always win, because people go overs all the time.
No, because it goes to the extreme. Because when you're tipping the
Yeah,
whole season,
yeah.
you're like, well, they're going to win at home.
Okay,
You don't get the ones where you know 6 players are out. You can't
No.
tip those. It's a lock for me.
Lock
It's a
again.
lock for me, and
Lock
I've tipped them
overs.
for the
Okay.
flag. I think that
Have you?
they got the right. Everything across the lines is great as long as Tom Green's okay.
Okay, I've gone unders.
What?
I've gone unders, under 15 wins.
What?
Yeah, I've gone unders. I just have. They just folded up like a deck chair last year. That's an opportunity
this is a
gone.
regular
That's
season
an
thing.
opportunity gone. They're going to have a tough draw. Who's their midfield other than Tom
The
Green?
midfield and Finn Callahan.
It's
the-
Finn Callahan.
it's the
It's
year
Finn
of-
Callahan.
But he's not a proven mid.
He's not proven
Mate,
one
St
bit.
Kilda offered him 40 million.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
That's great. He's a nice player. And don't get me wrong, if I was investing,
You'd be buying
great.
shares.
Love
Finn
to have him.
Callahan.
Love to have him.
Yes.
But he's not going to be an All-Australian this year.
Well, no, but Tom might win the Brownlow if he can get back on the park.
Okay, that's great. Look where Cripps ended up last year with Carlton. They missed the 8 by that happening.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
unders.
they played finals. Yeah.
Carlton just scraped in on the last
that's
day.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they scraped in.
Sorry, Nick,
really?
what were you?
Unders.
Yeah, overs. I'm going
Overs,
overs.
yeah.
Wow.
All right, we'll get straight into this one because we chewed the
Difference-
fat there for a little moment.
difference of opinion.
Geelong Football Club. Now, this is a tent that I
Okay.
bloody love sitting under. 13 and a half wins.
I wonder what Zave's going to
13 and a half wins.
Although
They won.
Tomahawk's gone.
They won
Yeah, I know.
15
He's lost
games
his
there
connection.
last year. 15 games. What a team
His
that
mate's
was.
still got to stand.
15 games.
15.
13 and a half. I'm going unders. They're getting
What do you say?
Whoa.
nowhere near 14 wins this year.
Whoa.
Absolutely no chance. Zero.
Swerve.
Unders Geelong.
Oh, jump off
What?
because you've picked him every year.
So what is the basis? Just because your man's gone.
Because Tomahawk's not there.
Well, they had the final last year with who was the forward that filled in?
Oh, Shannon Neal.
Shannon
They,
Neal.
they show Shannon Neal over Hawk. That
What
went
about
well.
me? Shannon Knoll.
Oh
Shannon
yes,
Neal.
okay. No, I don't see it. Bailey Smith, great, but are we going to see a good full year out of him? Don't know. Midfield's young. I enjoy their young midfield, but again, I
Yeah.
don't think there's an All-Australian in there. Maxie Holmes is a beautiful player. You're relying a lot on Cameron.
Dangerfield.
And what, they're going to ruck to Koning? Like, okay, that's fine. And a lot on. Yeah, I'm unders. I'm
That's-
unders.
My question mark is the ruck with DeConing, and I'm like, ugh, I like him, but
He
they
just
seem
looks-
to be half pregnant.
He
with
looks
him.
a different size to his brother too.
He's smaller.
Yeah.
But they're also like
They're not twins, did you know?
Yeah.
that?
they're put. We established that. But they put him in the ruck, and then the next half they're like, now back to fullback. It's
Yeah.
like, what are you doing?
And then Blitzav's going to have a go,
Yeah,
and it's all
Stanley
horses
comes
for
in
courses.
for a
Yeah,
quarter.
they can't pick a ruck. Can
I don't
they?
like it.
Nah, what are we doing?
Unders.
Unders for Nick.
I can't believe
I just can't. It's a vibe. This one's
This is
definitely a
what-
vibe call.
I'm slightly over.
Okay.
I can't believe I'm the one on Geelong. This is
Yeah.
Yeah, staggering.
I love the Cats.
And it's not that I am.
He's going
I
to come
am-
in a cotton on top
I'm
next week.
very, very biased towards Geelong.
you are.
And it's been very, very
But
fruitful
do you have any
in the
mates there
past.
anymore?
I've got a few that
He's
you're
always
friendly
got some.
with.
Like,
But
He's
yeah,
always
okay.
got something. I bank it in the institution because they typically.
Well, that's what
come
I've done
through.
for so long.
And Jack Martin might kick 75 goals.
See, is he been playing?
He played in their VFL side and he did very well apparently.
Yeah,
I'm
well
still
done.
on there.
He's on there.
Okay.
What's
Imagine
the
if Jack
VFL
Martin,
leading
imagine
goal
if
kicker?
Geelong win the flag and Jack Martin wins the norm. I'm going to be vindicated.
Well, here's another team that I've really, really loved to get around in this segment. Gold Coast Suns. 11 and a half wins for the Gold Coast Suns. They won 11 last year.
They did. Do you know what the algorithm punched out?
Oh, premiers.
12. So it doesn't help.
Okay, it doesn't help. Where are you going to go?
So they've added Leo Lombard, who I really like, but he's
Who's
done his
now got his
shoulder.
shoulder.
Daniel Rioli they added, and John Noble, so a bit more pace off
I like
halfback.
Daniel Rioli on TikTok. He's in my algorithm now.
Yeah, well, he does
a lot of fishing.
Yeah,
a lot of fishing
I
and
like when he
outback
finds
stuff.
the bait, like the worms in the mud.
That's great.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Jack Lukosius, Brandon Ellis, Darcy McPherson. So nothing of super
Lukosius
significant.
is a nice player. I'm biased towards him.
The algorithm, as I said, punched them slightly over. I am taking the under because I'm not doing the over until we see it. I'm done with it.
Well, that's...
I'm done with this.
We say this every year.
Do they win 11 games every year?
Remember last year I locked him as an
Yeah,
under, and I gave a bit of a tee. I teed off a little bit.
Yeah,
I like Noah
yeah,
Anderson as
yeah.
captain. I do think that's a good
I
move.
like that too.
But just... It's a moral, it's a game plan, it's a style that I've run on. I can't go overs on anything they do until I'm proven wrong.
Can I ask this? And look, you tip them, but they're going to come here in round 1 and play West Coast.
They're
If
going to get
if
on
they're
a roll.
going to win 13 games, you should be like, oh, they're 100% going to win that.
They will 100% win that.
I think it's 90%,
No,
but it's
no.
not 100.
Okay.
It's not 100. Like,
Okay.
it should be
I thought he was
100.
going to say something outlandish like
Well,
it's a 50-50.
I'll drop it to 80, but it's not 100. And if they're going to be playing finals, it has to be 100.
It's 100. They'll beat West Coast.
Yeah.
I was wavering, and then the rebrand got me almost over the line, and then the pink jumper got me all the way.
All the way.
Mate,
And I'm going
you're
overs.
the one person in the country who likes
Hang on,
it.
And I'm locking it.
Yes,
Oh,
there it
piss
is.
off. You are not.
The pink jumper's got me that extra 5% that I needed to lock.
I do like
Wow.
Rioli there. They've got a bit of speed and
They'll figure it out.
bit of pace. I
have
have
to figure
heard
this out, right?
from a very, very good source
Here we go.
that year 1 was the mental side of football under Hardwick.
Okay.
And now they got
Like-
smashed.
Now they're playing football.
Now it's the mental side plus a little bit more of style and
So last year was just theory.
let's just put the foot down a little bit harder.
Do we find out
Okay.
what Mac Andrew hurt his chest? Is that a long termer or just like a little sternum
I
injury?
don't know, but I have got him, as you know.
He's a
I'm-
Coleman.
on the I had to email an agency and ask for him to be put into the All Australian market.
This is like Dan McStay.
Yeah, but that was McStay was unlucky. He did his knee.
This was when we were having the discussion, and you both declared that
He
Mac
could.
Andrew will have a better career than Harley Reid.
No. He
No.
said, who do you take? Well, it wasn't
Excuse
quite.
me.
That's putting
No.
words.
So did
Excuse me.
you see the footy on
Taken
the
out of
weekend?
context.
Hold on. No, Josh, you can put this in later.
No, that was out of context.
No.
Put the clip in.
I think it was like a.
No, listen, ready? You think there's a way that Mac Andrew has a
Harley
better
could win
career?
Brownlows and stuff, but I'll take a bloke that wins Coleman.
So right now, we're sitting here. There's a draft. You're taking Mac over Harley in this draft.
Oh shit! It's toss of the coin, probably Mac.
Oh my God. All right, now we can't all
we
remember the
can't say
specifics,
tick
but
because
I'm,
that's covered in your post
I'm
production.
sure people
on.
would have heard that and would have heard what you
No.
idiots said.
Well, hang on.
And we'd be
Wait,
vindicated.
I was going to say right now, I don't know. How's it all going right now?
I'm taking Harley over Mac Andrew.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, but sometimes you got to take a throw at the
We just had
stumps.
to throw at the stumps, mate.
And it was late in the season.
wild-
Say
throw.
it. Harley did look out of condition on the weekend.
They nearly took mark of the century
Yeah.
in the last 5 minutes. Okay, let's go.
All right, let's go to Hawthorn Football Club.
Now, hold on. We're splitting this in half at some point, right? Is this the
Are we
ninth
going to do
team?
that, or are we just going to do
I don't think we
that?
just play our
Well,
line.
okay,
We've got another
and
one
then
to
do
come
It's
as
going to be
well.
a very long episode.
And then we do the Q&A.
Okay,
I
we
think the people want it.
We'll split it after this one.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Go.
Do you
Captain's
want people
call.
want them all in one go?
No, we're splitting it after this one.
All right,
splitting it.
Hawthorn, 14 and a half wins is the line. They had 14 wins last year. 14 wins to the Hawks. They started very, very slow. They lost their first 5 from memory. Hawthorn, 14 and a half wins. Let's go to you, Nick.
14 and a half.
Yep.
Slight unders.
Unders to Nick.
Very slight.
Okay. Ryan.
Can I take my lock back off GWS?
You can't take a lock back.
No, it's registered.
Is it
I've
registered?
triple ticked.
It's a registered lock.
I've triple ticked.
Okay. All right. I won't do it then, but I'm taking the over. Now, they defeated the Bulldogs in the elimination final. lost
You
to
wanted
Port
to
by
lock
3
them
points.
over.
I did.
I might be able to make an excuse now that I know who you've locked in.
Hey, locking it over.
So
I can do it.
you can do it. I've overruled
All right,
myself.
take it off take it off GWS and let me lock in Hawthorn. I love the Barras edition. I love the Battle edition. Watching Sicily the other day just roam around and do whatever the
Yeah.
hell he wanted for the whole game was like, this
What
is
about
dangerous.
the commentator saying it's quite obvious that James Sicily has zero interest being here today?
Well, it was funny. I watched that game and I was like, they're not winning and the Bulldogs played kind of better all day, but I was like, I'd still rather be the Hawks by every single...
yeah, I'd like to be
measure.
the Hawks too.
So I'm under.
What?
Yeah, I think you're the
Yeah.
same case as me.
Yeah.
Big on them, but
Yeah.
like
Is
it's
this like
the-
a reverse jinx?
No.
thing? 'Cause
They'll
you-
play finals. They'll play
Right.
finals. I just don't think they're quite top 4 yet.
Too much hype.
I would have Well, am I
won't
convinced
be
that
shocked if
Am I
they're there.
convinced that Chol's the man? Deary's injured at the moment.
You got to move Sicily forward, right?
I don't think so. I want him in the back line. And I've said it last year at the end of the season when
Josh Battle went forward,
if
didn't
they knew Barras was locked away, I wouldn't have gone and got Battle. I would have tried to go as hard as you could to get Petrarca, who was hating on the Melbourne Footy Club. Go and offer $2 million if you have to,
Or an
because they
Oscar
had a
Allen.
lot of money there.
Someone like an Oscar Allen.
I'd
or
rather Petrarca. Just because they've got an even midfield. They don't have that superstar.
You're
Throw
taking the under.
Slide under. They'll make the
I'm
8.
locking the over.
They'll make the 8.
And you're taking the over?
I'm going the unders too, yes.
Oh, you're under?
Yeah, I was under as well.
Jesus,
Just
I'm
slightly.
locking the over. Geez, that could be a swing category. That's a swing state.
That's a coasters.
All right, that's first step done.
First episode done. Split into 2 parts this year because just Ryan decided that's what
Yep.
we're doing.
No, it's good just to get a little bit more content out there.
Correct.
Yeah, why not? Just spread it out. This
Come
is what
on,
happens.
Nick.
Ryan is the captain now. You're the only one in the building.
Business.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us. This has been the Hardball Gets AFL show. We'll see you again later this week for part 2.
We'll just say tomorrow.
Tomorrow.